We are probably. Oh, we are live.
We're live. Are we
We're
live?
live. We're
Yeah,
live.
we are
Yes,
live.
yeah,
We
we
are
are. We
live.
are. It's lagging a bit, unfortunately, which seems to be the running theme.
That's why I'm doing this, because it feels like I'm doing disjointed things. But anyway, we are live, but we are late. So again,
Yes,
apologies.
I actually went out for a late lunch, and I went to Hutong. My friend took me for my a pre-birthday lunch, which was really nice because I really like Hutong. The food there is so good. And yeah, so we went there, and I really enjoyed it. And if any of you don't know where Hutong is actually in the Shard. So I did a little sort of like video on the way to the Shard, and on my way to the Shard, guess what is on the way to the Shard? Borough Market.
Oh yes.
And in Borough Market is
bread ahead. So you got some bread. I've not even seen these.
I got some bread ahead. I don't know if you want to take it out. I can't even remember the ones that I got, to be honest.
Oh, sorry, let me turn it around. There we are, bread ahead.
So we have some bread ahead.
How was the Houton, by the way? I didn't even ask you. You just popped in. I've just got.
Yeah, I literally came in and I just started setting up and everything else. I knew I was going to be a little bit late, but hey ho. So I also bought my friend one when I got to Hutong.
Oh my God.
We were late for Hutong as well. So I bought 4 donuts, and I'm going to show you them right now. Now, bearing in mind, these are the best donuts I have ever tasted. Now, I'm not talking about the filling at the moment. I'm just talking about the donuts. So
you mean the bread part?
The bread part. I don't think I haven't plugged in the.
You haven't plugged in the what?
I haven't plugged in the microphone.
No, I have.
No, that's the mouse.
Oh, can everybody hear us?
Well, what I'm going to do is everyone can hear us. That's not a problem. They just won't get a good sound. That should be better.
Look at those bad boys. So there you go. Look, that is bread ahead. Can you talk us through them?
Okay, so the top one, I don't know if I can get my knife in here. Okay, so this one is the blueberry cheesecake.
Yeah.
This one is the crunchy.
Yeah.
And this one is the passion fruit.
Yeah.
And this one, I'm not sure if it's raspberry or strawberry jam. I just picked it up. I just said I want that one.
Oh, it looks like they smell amazing. I've got to say, you know that fresh donut smell. Evelyn, hello. Yes,
hey,
we can hear
Eve. You. Oh, good. That's good. You can hear us.
Talking of the Hutong crew.
Yes. So I went to Hutong with Evelyn, and I got her. She asked. I said, "Do you want a donut? I'm at bread ahead. What do you want?" And she said passion fruit. So she's got the passion fruit one. And yeah, we're gonna try these bad boys.
The deep fried glaze.
Yeah, so these were the ones, just in case you didn't see properly. Those are the ones. I think I would like to try the crunchy one first.
All right, then let's do it.
Yeah.
So, did you enjoy it as well, Evelyn? Did you have a good time? Well, Kelly tries to wrestle that one out.
Ooh.
Oh no, you've dropped the thing.
What? I can't pick up the thing?
So here we are.
This is the thing that we're talking about, by the way.
That looks good. That does look good.
The crunchy.
It's got a crunchy bit on it. It looks so fresh as well. One thing I do need is tissue. I'm going to get some tissue.
Yes, if you get some tissue, and maybe wet a bit of tissue as well. These are so juicy and succulent, and so filled with filling that it's getting all over the hands and stuff like that. So I think we need a bit of wet tissue and some dry tissue, and maybe some water as well. I don't know if I've got any water by me. I think it's over there. But we've also got drinks coming. So I'm getting excited. Can you see the smile on my face? It's like we've got a feast happening. And normally it's Mark that is all about the feast.
Right, I am looking forward to this. I'm going to cut. Oh, wow.
I know.
So this one, you take a look at that. That's got quite a generous filling in that. That's quite a lot. Now, they're famous because they actually stack them like this. So up like this. And then you've got the little filling on the top. Yeah, the meal was lovely, but the cocktail was perfection. Oh, what cocktail did you have? Which cocktail did you try? Right, so Kelly's going to try a little bit. I'm just going to bite the top.
Yeah, I'm just going to cut it in half because I feel that these are too huge to eat all in one go.
Right.
And plus, I'd like to save some for Bake Off when I'm watching Bake Off.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Okay, here we go. Mark didn't even cheers me because he was so...
It's like burnt caramel. That's really nice. It's like burnt caramel.
I've got to say that donut is exceptional.
Yeah, it's really good donut. I'm going to try a little bit of the topping.
Mark is now cutting my honeycomb. The donut is to die for.
Well, the donut's really, really good. That donut is so fresh. Really good.
Yeah.
But now I've got this all stuck in my teeth. It's almost like toffee.
I've got to say, delicious. Delicious, delicious, delicious.
That's really good. You're going to watch this pig out actually to spread ahead, but there we go. Okay.
Mark's getting excited, right?
They take too long. It takes far, far, far too long.
You know, we've got over an hour, right? So calm down, man. Calm down. The next one, passion fruit.
Okay.
Here we go. The passion fruit.
Chloe, how are you?
Hey, Chloe, do you want to cut?
Okay. We're just eating donuts. Probably should have seen this top.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
So there we go. There's the filling. Oh, the cocktail was called Yellow Heaven.
Yeah.
And I'm just about to eat Yellow Heaven. You can see the passion fruit in there. So we went, Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, wow. That passion fruit's really, really strong.
That passion fruit is mad. It's tart, but it's not too sharp. It's not too tart. It's... I like that.
That's really good. It's got a really, really crisp, but yeah, it's quite a sharp flavour. But you can definitely taste the passion fruit in that. Wow, that's really good. I'm really impressed so far. Oh, our comments have frozen a little bit. Right, we are licking our fingers as we go.
It's so terrible not to be able to...
Here we go. Okay.
I
am going to clean the knife because it's now got passion fruit and it's got caramel on it. So it'd be interesting actually if that's a nice combo. Caramel and passion fruit combo.
I can imagine that would be a delicious combo.
But we won't know because I've just cleaned it. Right, okay, next one.
I think this is raspberry.
All right, we think it's raspberry.
I think.
So let me just hold it up. So that's how they pretty much do. They stack them like that and you can see the little topping there of the raspberry. Okay. So again, half and half. This thing won't cut really well. There we go. Look at the generous filling.
Cool.
That's definitely raspberry. That's so light, that actual bread. Look at that. You can actually see the air holes in it.
I'm dropping all the sugar on my phone.
Oh, it's so good.
It's just so good.
That's the best one for me so far.
Controversial.
Oh, Sienna, hello.
Here's Sienna.
And your mum says hi. Say hi to your mum. Big thank you for your mum. She
Mm.
knows why. While Madam's
Mm.
chewing away.
So good.
Right.
So sugary.
Yes. Now I'm going to clean the knife. Because we've got one more to go.
One more to go. And I saved the best, what I think could be the best.
Till last.
Till last. Now, this is blueberry cheesecake.
Mm.
Or blueberry cheese. I don't know what they called it, but yeah.
There we go. Look at that. You can see all the blueberry cheesecake at the top.
Mm.
I'm even going to cut it like that so
Mm.
you can have a nice bit. Look, there you go.
We don't know what the nice bit is until we look inside.
Can you see that? So it's actually got the.
You need to cover your face, I think, with it so that they can see. If you have your face, it circles on your face.
There we go. Oh, Chloe said your mum says hi. You both say your mum says hi. Okay, here we go. That's a very subtle flavour.
Very subtle. I'm trying to see. Because I don't have too much of the filling. I think you've got most of the filling in yours, maybe.
So for me, the jam one was the best one. I've got to say. They were all delicious, though. None of those were bad.
No, none of them were bad.
My favourite was the jam.
I don't know. I quite like the passion fruit, you know.
Mm. Funny enough, this is the one I'm going back to, the passion fruit.
Yeah, I do like the passion fruit. Mm.
Ah, so good. Anyway, I should stop eating these now because we're not really doing a live. We're just doing a complete monge. But even though this is quite nice as well.
They're all nice. They're all nice. And you're going to eat it all. And then you're going to go, oh, I haven't got any snacks for bake-off.
I've got snacks right here
No.
for bake-off.
You haven't. You haven't got no snacks for bake-off.
Actually, these are a bit oilier than last time.
Do you think?
Mm.
I don't taste the oiliness in it at all.
Yeah. They're a bit oilier than last time. There you go.
Mm.
So, bread ahead. So, my top four will be number 4. And I'm going to do it in this order. I'm going to say number 4 is probably the blueberry one. That's my number 4.
Mm.
My number 3 is the caramel one.
Okay.
My number 2 is the passion fruit one. And my number 1 is the raspberry one.
I agree number 4 would be the blueberry cheesecake. I thought it was going to be a lot more flavourful.
Yeah, I agree. There's not much flavour in it.
No. It's ever, don't get me wrong, there's flavour in it, but it's ever so subtle. My second one would be the raspberry one. The raspberry one would be higher if it wasn't for all the seeds. But there's too many seeds in it for my liking that get stuck in your teeth.
The seeds add to it.
No. I don't like the seeds getting stuck in my teeth. But like I said, it would have scored higher had there not been seeds in it. My second one is the crunchy one. I don't know if they're calling it butterscotch or crunchy. I don't know what they call it. And then my top one is the passion fruit.
Oh, Sahinaz, how are you?
Hi,
Salam to you as well. Good evening. I hope you're well. How are things with you? Oh, she said we both look great. Bless you.
Thank you.
How are you getting on? You okay? We're just doing a quick taste test of our video. Your new video, stuffed tandoori chicken.
Nice.
How's it going? Good? Yeah, we're just doing a quick vlog on our donuts that we've just tried as well. So we've been doing some film reviews. We have actually spent the weekend out in London.
We did. We spent the weekend with Samuel.
Yes.
And yeah, we just got up to all sorts. I'm actually editing. So I think I'm going to do the video in 3 parts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just editing part 1 at the moment. But because there's so much that we did, it's so difficult to know what to cut out and what to put in. So yeah, it's just taking its time. But I've been editing it since Sunday. Sunday
Yeah.
or Monday.
Yeah, so we've done like a little bit of a food vlog around London. So we've gone to some of the quick eats, the quick stores, and very much like this, although I've just stuffed myself with donuts. We've done little treats and stuff as well around London. We didn't do actually any donuts though. We didn't do, but we have done other treats. So you're going to have a look at that, and we will be able to show you those very soon. So we did do. Well, I won't ruin it. Actually,
No.
you'll be able to see.
We were going to do Bread Ahead, but we didn't get a chance to go to Bread Ahead. It was just a whirlwind of different eats and treats, and looking around and seeing the sights of London.
Yeah, we did do that as well. So that was quite good.
And it was nice to actually stay in London.
Oh, bye, Chloe.
Bye, Chloe. It was actually nice to actually stay in London.
Yes.
Not have to rush off. What did you like most about the trip?
So I love the fact that. Oh, you're joking. All right. Hello. So I like the most bit I liked about was the fact that we just got to do stuff that we don't normally do. So get round to London. I've got sugar everywhere. Yeah. So we got to go around London. We got to try different things. That was right cool. So that was really, really nice.
I really enjoyed it. I liked wandering around. I liked finding sort of hidden gems, and I also liked showing someone, different bits that they may not have seen before.
Yeah.
And so we went around, and I mean, we got there on Friday, and we sort of like looked around and stuff like that. There was a couple of things that we wanted to try, but they were closed because we didn't realize that they closed early. But the thing that amazes me about London, there's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. What amazes me about London is that some shops tend to close like really early. Now, I think, London is is the number one touristic place, or probably the most visited place, maybe, arguably, in the UK. So I think if that is the case, why aren't the shops open till 10 o'clock? It just doesn't make any sense to me, especially on a Friday night. Now, before, you'd get people that were going out clubbing and drinking and all, and don't get me wrong, that still goes on. But in the centre of London, you have the theatres, you have all the trendy bars, you have all the eateries and things like that. So I just feel that, and you obviously, like in Leicester Square, you've got the the cinemas. Plus, during the Christmas season, they've actually opened up, like Christmas markets all over the place. So I feel that they should actually, the shops and stuff should be open till 10. But you get a lot of restaurants that sort of like close very early. You get the shops the shops are closing at sort of like, some of them are closing at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And I just think that, being London and it being a touristic area, it should just be open later. So I remember when I went to Italy, all the coffee bars were open till gone midnight, and you could sit down with your friends and enjoy like if you're not one of those, because not everybody is a clubber, not everybody wants to go to the pub, not everybody wants to go drinking and things like that. You do sometimes want to sit down, and there's one on the side because they sent me 2 yesterday, so I got spare straws. You get me? So I just think that they would make more money with regards to tourists if the shops were open till later. Do you know what I mean? And if they needed to compensate that, they could have the shops open maybe a little later, or have 2 shifts, because the high street is dying. And I think that in order to keep the high street alive and not maybe full of touristic, memorabilia shops, like where they're selling the flags and they're selling all the little sort of like glasses and mugs and things like that. I just think that that normal shops should be open that much later, so that to keep the economy going and stuff like that. I don't know how the trading standards work, or if there's a specific time or things like that, but I think in order to save the high street, I just think that shops should be open later, just to save the high street. Do you know what I mean? So that's my advice to any of the powers that be. Keep the shops open till later. When I go abroad, in general, when you go to places, the shops are open till 10 o'clock. So and these are touristic places. Now, London is a touristic place. So if London is a touristic place, then keep the shops open for longer. If I'm going to a touristic place, like let's say like Florida or Lanzarote, or if I'm going to New York or whatever, and there are some shops that are open till much later in New York and stuff like that. And I think that we should follow suit in that way if you want to bring money into the economy. That's what I feel. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, so that's what I feel. So there we go. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this drink. So we've just enjoyed all of our donuts. Now we're enjoying our drinks and things like that. So what has everyone been up to? We had a fabulous weekend. What was did you mainly like the eating part of the weekend?
Oh yeah, very much so as well. Oh, you missed a few comments.
I've got my glasses on.
Oh, Chloe was talking to Sahinaz. Yeah, Sahinaz runs a cooking show. But you're doing. Oh, you're going now.
Oh, okay.
All right, bye, Chloe.
Bye, Chloe.
Chloe's actually learning to cook.
Yeah, she's learning to cook, and that's going to be quite good, I think. And so yeah, enjoy your cooking classes. Hey, let us know. One day you might be cooking a meal for us.
Yes.
One day. Yay. So did you like spending the weekend in London?
I did. I really did. You know, it's one of those things we don't normally do.
Yeah.
When we go to London, we travel in, and then what we tend to do, we then sort of go on to go around to sort of central London, wander around, and then get the train back. So one thing is to actually stay. I really recommend doing it. If you do get the chance to come to London as well, do look to stay in there.
Yeah, and the thing was, I tell you where we stayed. We stayed at the Strand Palace. Now I've got to pick up this hotel because I checked. I like to do my research before I go and stay at hotels and stuff like that. And we did a bit of research in I did a bit of research within the hotels and stuff like that. And I saw that there was quite a few complaints for Strand Palace. Not quite a few, but a few complaints. And when I research, I like to look at the complaints first before I look at the positives, because I feel like maybe one of those complaints will be valid to what I maybe not like or accept or whatever. And one of the complaints was the bar was not open past 11. And I just thought, well, that's not something to complain about. There's plenty. To be fair, there's not many bars that may be open past 11, but there is a pub which was just on the corner of the Strand that was open till all hours. So I think that's a bit, if you want, it was literally a couple of doors down. If you wanted to go and have a drink at those pubs, you could do that. I don't think that is a big thing to complain about. When we got into the room, we stayed in a deluxe room, and when we got into the room, that when we checked in, they said, "Oh, you have a free minibar." So when we went in, there was a couple of Cokes, there was a couple of Diet Cokes, there was a couple of bottles of Still, a couple of bottles of sparkling water, there was a couple of cans of beer. We don't drink beer. And there was a little treat tray, and there was a couple of packets of crisps, a couple of chocolates, a couple of biscuits. Then you had your tea and coffee. They had an espresso machine. So they had instant coffee, because my mum, she likes instant coffee. She's not one for all these machines. But Mark likes your Nespresso and your Virtuo and all of that type of stuff. And they had a Virtuo there.
Yeah, so a Virtuo machine. No, so I'm vegetarian, so I don't actually eat chicken. But, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. But I'd be interested in any vegetarian recipes. So we had the free minibar, didn't we?
Which was quite nice. And we just thought so we were there for a couple of nights, and they do this thing where if you don't have your room cleaned for, so basically to be a bit more eco-friendly and things like that. So if you don't have your room cleaned, then you got like £7 towards the bar, or like a dessert, or there was a third thing, but I can't remember what the third thing was.
So it was, your choices were, you could have a free, so if you did not have your room clean, you could have a free dessert. You could have £7 off a bill for the bar, or you could have a free glass of wine.
Okay, that was the other one.
So those are the three options, which I thought was quite good. So they're encouraging you not to use room service. So, but this one did reward you for not using room service.
Oh no, sorry. There's housekeeping and there's rooms. That's two different
Oh,
things.
sorry, I got mixed them up.
So there was room service available. Now room service was until I think it was 8:45, and if you wanted drinks, I think they did. I can't quite remember. I think they did deliver drinks to your room up until 11, I believe it was. But there was room service available, but only up until 8 or 8:45, I think it was. And then there's housekeeping.
Okay, so Hines has to go. Thank you for
Bye,
joining us.
Hines.
Love to see you again.
So I think that with the so actually what happened, so we put the card outside the door because we didn't need the room cleaned. We were only staying for a couple of nights. And we went off. We had a couple of so we woke up in the morning. We'd had a few of the Cokes the night before. You'd had a couple bottles of the water and stuff like that. When we came back, they'd replenished the Cokes and waters and stuff. So where I just thought that was the duration of it, we weren't going to get anything replenished. They came in, they replenished, because you had a couple of cups of coffee as well.
Yeah, so I thought, I've got to be honest, with free minibar, I thought the free minibar would just be for the extent of the our stay. So once we drank one drink, that's it. Once you drank all of them, that's it. You're done. You don't get replenished. But they didn't. They did actually come in and replenish all the stock, which I didn't think they do. And plus, with the Nespresso machine in this hotel, which was what was it? I forgot the name of the hotel.
Strand Palace.
Strand Palace. They will actually replenish the coffee. So if you do use the coffee machine, the little pods, they will give you back the pods,
which is brilliant. Now, I don't know if that's with every room, but we booked the deluxe room.
Yeah,
and we were actually we were on the Strand. So it was really nice. You'll see it all in the video because we did a room review, and then we filmed what we did for that day / evening, and all that. And London, I've got to say, is looking so beautiful.
Yes, because of course it's Christmas coming up to now, so all the Christmas decorations were out.
Yeah. And we were actually almost above one of the decorations, pretty much.
Yeah,
one of the street decorations. And what was good was they had so basically the windows were filthy dirty, right?
Oh, we got a new person. Sorry, Pradeep.
Oh, hello.
Yo, Villas. Hello. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. And the windows of the hotel were filthy dirty, but because you're on the main road and you've got the buses going by and all the smog and everything else, it stands to reason that the windows weren't going to be, clean. Even if they cleaned it every day, by the end it'd be.
Even said, I would want my room clean. You can keep the freebies. And actually, to be fair, do you know what? Either we didn't actually get to use them.
Yeah.
So you can only use them whilst you're there, but we were only there 2 nights.
Yeah.
Really, and absolutely loads. I mean, Kelly and I just went out. Just food place after food place. We didn't actually restaurants per se. We did have a couple of restaurants, but we were just going out to like cake shops, cookie shops, all of these things, and we were just eating them. So we didn't actually end up taking the freebies, but we would have done had we had more time.
But the thing was as well, I've got sugar still all around my lips. The thing was as well, when we stayed at the hotel, we didn't really make a mess. But I understand what you mean, because with me, I like to have my room done and all that. But literally, we just had to pull up the sheet and put the pillows there. It was just as we were, do you know what I mean? You just pull up the sheets and stuff like that. So we hadn't really made a specific mess of the room.
No.
That we really needed it cleaned. Do you know what I mean? But had we been there longer, I would have probably done 1 day not clean, 1 day clean, 1 day not clean, 1 day clean, and then saved up, and then probably, because it's £7 towards whatever, by the time you get £14 or £21, that would be quite good to put towards, I don't know, a breakfast or a meal or bar, as you would even would like your glasses of, well, maybe not wine, but other liquor.
Well, I was going to say, actually, because like I said, if you do just 2 nights, that's 2 free desserts, 2 free glasses of wine, or 14 quid off the bar menu. So,
I mean, not everybody's going to want it. And a lot of people may be like Eve, where you just want your room cleaned and whatnot. But we were there literally for 2 nights. For us, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They replenished everything. So that was fine for us. And if we wanted extra towels, if we wanted extra toilet paper, if we wanted extra toiletries, they just brought it to the room, and they were very quick at bringing it to the room anyway. So yeah, so when we walked into the room, there was just net curtains there, and I was thinking, how are we going to block out the light in the morning when we want to? Now the thing.
Oh yeah, that was another thing.
So I was there, and then I thought, oh my god, they got shutters. So when you closed the shutters, so they were sliders, so they weren't the ones that you open out. They were just the sliders. So we slid them shut, and it did block out some of the noise, not a lot of the noise, but it did block out some of the noise as well.
Yeah, it did.
Because obviously, being on the Strand, and that there's a pub a couple of doors down, you can imagine the noise and the sort of the frivolities that happen in London town. But to be honest, I slept right through it. Mark was gone.
Oh,
he didn't hear
tired.
a thing. All I heard was "Happy birthday to you."
That's not me, by the way.
All in the streets and all of this, and then you had the bikes driving up and down, riding up and down.
Yeah.
With the like carriages,
techno music on it.
With the carriages at the back. It wasn't techno, but some of the music I really liked it. Do you know what I mean? And we weren't staying too far from where the show Frozen is. So you saw tons of little girls in their little white and blue dresses because they'd just been to see Frozen. And, they had their little hair up because obviously they like Elsa. And, it was just really, really nice. Some of the girls' dresses were lighting up. So they were some of them were sitting in the prams because they were too tired to walk. And then some of the girls were walking and I think they had wands with them, I think some of them. I don't think Elsa has a wand, I don't think, but
I've no idea. I've never seen Frozen.
I've seen it, but I've seen it a couple of times, but I've not, seen it, for ages. But I'm sure a couple of the girls had wands. But yeah, it was just so nice to sort of like be in London and not have to rush to get your last train or rush to get a train, because sometimes even though you're not in a rush, if you've got a train and it's about to leave, you try to rush for that train, don't you? So it was just nice not to have to rush for a train or not to have to plan for a train. And, you could just go back to your room. It was just more of a free feeling because we knew we were going back to the hotel kind of thing.
Well, what was really, really good as well, actual fact, with the Strand Palace, because it is on the Strand, you're so close to Covent Garden. You're so close to, obviously, you're on the Strand, so you've got Charing Cross. You're so close to so many different places there. So it's very easy then to go on to Leicester Square. It's very easy to have a little wander around Covent Garden. So we did do some of the eats, and we also checked out the market in Covent Garden. Which is the Apple Market, and I forget what the other one's called.
Jubilee
Market.
So you got the Jubilee Market, you got the Piazza, and on both. So in the Piazza, which is quite big, you got two sides to it. So you got one side that there's a courtyard underneath, and they play. They have these people that sort of do. They do the string quartets and things like that, and they do classical music and classical numbers and things like that. And then further down, you've got loads of eateries and things like that. It's very, very nice. And then when you're upstairs, you've got shops around on the outside. Then you've got the other side of the piazza where you've got the Apple Market. So you've got all of these little stalls and things like that. And then you've got like restaurants on the other side of that. So it's quite big. But I just remember when there was nothing in the piazza, like years ago, there was just like a couple of eateries.
Remember that. It was always
there's always a couple of eateries.
Yeah.
We had a date once, which you won't remember.
A long time ago.
And that was when we sort of like near first met. We were actually in class, and it was after one of the classes, I think.
Oh, okay.
And there used to be this cafe called Ponti's Cafe. I think it was an Italian cafe.
Oh, vaguely, yeah.
They never did brilliant food in Ponti's Cafe ever. But sometimes I'd like to go in and have the sort of stuffed potato, the loaded potato skins. They were probably about the only decent, because I've tried a few things in Ponti's Cafe. There were a few around. They mainly were in London. And I don't think you had anything actually. It was just me. I had loaded potato skins.
I don't remember
but that was in the piazza years.
I remember Ponti's, but I don't remember eating it.
Well, it was quite unusual for there to be one because the rates would be quite high, and Ponti's wasn't that type of level of cafe. to be in to pay the business rates, but I think that's maybe why they weren't there for very long.
Okay.
But yeah, there was hardly ever anything in the piazza before. There was no shops or anything
No,
like
but
that.
now I tell you something. So those of you not familiar with Covent Garden, there's quite a few shops there now, and all high level shops too.
High end, like all Tom Ford,
Yeah,
and there's Godiva, there is Whittards, there's La Durie,
L'Octane,
L'Occitane, I think it's called L'Occitane.
I call it L'Octane.
And there's what else is there? There was another.
Loads. We'll just say
loads. There's loads there, yeah.
But well worth looking at, and of course they've got all the Christmas decorations. If you like that Christmas theme as well, they have huge baubles, and also all the mistletoe all up there as well.
Yeah.
And they've also got where the light shines. It's almost like a disco ball. You know, you've got the tiny little dots of light everywhere. So you had those as well. Look fantastic. Now, one of the other things they're doing on Covent Garden now is on the hour, every hour between, I think it's between noon and 7 p.m, they will do a snow flurry. So the idea is that they will get it to snow. Now, we went about 5 o'clock. So we went for the 5 o'clock showing. Now,
Samuel was really excited.
Yeah,
he really wanted to go and see this. And I was like, oh yeah, my feet were killing me.
We've been doing a lot of
walking, but we've been doing a lot of walking from the day before. My feet were hurting. But you know what? I said, you know what, let's go and see. And I really don't like walking on cobbles because I feel like, because I've got bad knees as well, the cobbles, and I'm thinking, how do these ladies walk in their heels on cobbles?
Yeah, and there were quite a few actually with high heels and stuff.
Are you all right? Are you all right?
So if you are interested in going to see the snow floor, and I put it in quotes, it's actually right next to the Christmas tree. So if you find the Christmas tree, it will be there.
You can't miss the Christmas tree.
No, you can't miss it. It is huge. Now, be warned, you may be disappointed. So this snowstorm,
maybe you will be.
I was thinking it was going to be like they would do in the United States. So they're going to do like a real big snow thing. Now, of course, they've got a snow machine there. Now, by snow machine, it literally is a little gadget, probably about this big. So it's not huge. And they've got one of them. That's right, only one of them. And on the hour, this thing then fires foam, white foam, into the people below. Now, loads of people actually gathered for this as well. I was actually shocked how many people had gathered. So quite a few people had done it. So on the hour, this machine started to fire out all the foam everywhere to make it look like fake snow. But it's only one machine. It needed, to be honest with you, and Covent Garden, if you're watching, or the organisers you're watching, you need at least another 2 minimum.
2 minimum. Listen, right? It was, you know, them bubble machines that you put in your garden, them small things
for children.
Right? This was in Covent Garden. Yeah, they put it up high, and it blew. It was almost like it was like really like.
It wasn't that bad, but
I don't know what you were.
I'll tell you what it was. That was the problem, because Covent Garden is such a big area, and they got one tiny. It even says snowstorm. That sounds sad.
It was so sad.
It was, unfortunately. So if you are going, just be prepared. There are a lot of people there. There's no social distancing, so everybody's covered. They're waiting for this snowstorm, and all you get is just this one machine doing its best, firing out this foam, but it's just not enough. You needed at least another 2 or 3 machines minimum, and that I think would have covered the whole area at least with it. And it's just foam, so all it's going to do is just sink into the ground and dissolve.
The problem is when you do something like that, a lot of it disperses in the air.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even land. So you would need for me, if you're going to use that size of machine, you need between 8 and 10, right? If you want to make a real thing. It was dispersing before it even got to the tree.
Well, to be honest,
it was crazy.
For the first 20 seconds, I couldn't see it. It started. I thought, where is this thing? And then I just saw tiny white flecks in the sky, and I thought, oh, it must be there. And it was just coming out of the corner. So I'll tell you where it is. You've got again, those of you for Nina. Oh, she's put something there. Sorry, I can't quite read what you've put there. Yeah, so they were spreading these snowflakes, like I said. So it's near where the Punch and Judy is. You'll see there's another building on the corner where the Apple Market is, and it's there. So look up. If you look up, you'll see it is right next to the Christmas tree. You can't miss it. Well, you can miss it.
You can miss it. It is very small.
It's a very small, yeah.
So basically, there, if you look up, there is a restaurant, and on the restaurant, it's perched on almost like a balcony.
Yeah.
And they let it go off, and the machine is probably about this big. Literally, it's about this big. So imagine a machine this big,
Yeah,
blowing out foam. It's not going to work. It's dispersing in the air before it even gets to the tree. And what they needed to do was to have two coming from that direction, two coming from, because when there was an advert for it or something like that, and but I couldn't remember. It was like, I don't know if it was for like Frozen, and they made it all look frosty and everything. And because when Sam said to me, "Oh, they're going to do the snow," I thought it was going to be on the other side. I didn't realize it was actually going to be on the side of the Christmas tree, which makes sense because the Christmas tree is there. But because I saw an advert for Frozen, which was depicted on the other side of the piazza, on the opposite side, that's where I thought it was going to be, because they had done sort of like this advert for Frozen, and they made it look all lovely and frosted and wintry and all of this. So that's where I thought it was going to be. And because I'd seen all the frost and everything else, I thought, oh, it's going to be lovely. It's going to be all white and blah, blah, blah. No. And then we were in the queue somewhere. I think we were in the Jubilee Market, and we had someone say, it's 15 minutes till snow. It's 15 minutes till snow.
Yeah. So people get really excited for it.
So of course the way that the Jubilee Market is situated, when it's literally opposite each other. And so when you go to the Christmas tree side, so whenever you go to Covent Garden, it's right in the center of the Covent Garden. The piazza is where all the shops are.
Yeah.
And you'll see the Christmas trees right there. It's huge. The pot that they've got it in is probably what, your height? The pot that
no, bigger than that. So the pot is about 9 feet. Is really, really tall. So they've got it in a huge big pot, and then obviously that accentuates the height of the tree.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the whole tree must be about 30 to 40 feet, I would say.
I have no idea, because I'm
huge.
Like not that tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. And but it's absolutely beautiful. It was just so nice. And you have street performers there. The only thing that I find difficult in that space that they've got, and it's huge space, is that when you have street performers there, they pretty much take up the whole of the space. So when you need to get through that area, it becomes very difficult to try and get, because they'll start from where the church. So basically, opposite the piazza, is it St. Paul's Church?
Yeah.
So they have St. Paul's Church, not the St. Paul's. This is just called St. Paul's Church. So they have a St. Paul's Church, and then you have the street entertainer will be there, and then they make a big semicircle around them, so to try and get past, and then you've got the restaurants there, and you've got to try and weave in and out of La Durée and whatever other restaurant is on the other side. So it can be a bit difficult. So unless if you go there earlier in the day, there's not that many street performers, so you can actually get around to see the tree. But as soon as the night sort of starts to hit, everybody's waiting for the snow machine.
Yeah.
And then they realise what a waste of time.
So just be warned, if you are going there, big queues, and it isn't the biggest of snow machines. That being said, going to Covent Garden, I really would recommend it. If you are in London, you must try and get to Covent Garden, have a look. Worth having a look down the Strand. And also as well, we were looking down Bond Street as well, and Oxford Street have got huge lights for Christmas. So and they've done huge angels as well.
Yeah, that's on Regent Street.
That's on Regent Street,
yeah.
So they're really, really big. So I recommend having a look down there if you are going to go to London. So I don't know if any of you guys can recommend any Christmas light or any other places for us to go. But we really, really did have a good time in London while we were there.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't actually get a chance to go to Oxford Street.
No, we didn't. We were so busy doing bits, and we weren't that far. We just didn't go that way. I think your feet were hurting, weren't they?
My feet were hurting, but also we got caught up because we went into So we went to Leicester. We didn't even get a chance to go to Trafalgar Square, and I really
No.
wanted to go to Trafalgar Square. But we went to Leicester Square. We went to Regent Street. We went to the one that is on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't know the road that it's the same road that Fortnum's and the Ritz is on, and I always forget what that road is called. But anyway, we went. So we were on that road. We went to Regent Street. We went to Soho. We were in Covent Garden. We went to Leicester Square. We went to Wardour Street. We did
We did
cover
a
quite
lot.
a bit.
We did a
We
lot.
did the Strand. So and Mark's going, oh yeah, my feet were hurting. Yeah, because we have done all of those things. And the tricky thing with London, and I also find this with Vegas and New York and maybe a little bit of Toronto. I'm not so sure. Or maybe this is the trick of most cities. You can walk to pretty much anywhere, right? But you don't realize how far, especially in Las Vegas, because we saw the Palms Hotel and we were at one end and we just thought, oh, it's not that far, but it was far.
Yeah. People don't realize the strip on Las Vegas is actually 7 miles long. It's a really, really, really long road with all the hotels on there. So be prepared, and you're going to walk in that heat as well.
But that was because we were going to, I think it was Rio or the Palms, but that was off the strip.
Yeah, that's
remember?
true.
And so yeah, but it looked near because the buildings are so huge.
Yeah,
they look near, but they're not. They're really far. And while getting from to walk from Covent Garden to Oxford Street is not really a big deal, to be quite honest. But because we've been walking around doing different things, to then go and walk all the way to Oxford Street, because we walked halfway up Regent Street, and then we decided to go to Fortnum's. And so we cut through one of the sort of arcades that they have. And then we went through, and then we went up to Fortnum's and stuff like that. And my feet were killing me by this point because we'd obviously walked we hopped off the bus, we walked up the Strand, we checked in, we came out, we then walked all around Covent Garden, we went into the market, or into both the markets. Then we went to Floral Court. They've got this really lovely lighted tunnel, sort of a walkway, if you like. And you go through, and it sort of goes blue and white and all of these colors. Really Instagrammable. Then we went to Floral Court, which is beautiful. It's got all of these sort of like trees and floral, loads of plants and everything, very green, right in the middle of Covent Garden. Then we went to St Paul's churchyard, which was beautiful green and everything else, and they had loads of benches, and you can just imagine during the week at lunchtime it being absolutely packed because everybody's going there for lunch. I can just imagine you grabbing your sandwich or whatever meal it is that you're going to get, and going to sit on a bench there at lunchtime, especially in the summer, because that little courtyard would be amazing in the summer.
Yeah.
But so much to do, and we were only in the small part of London.
Yeah, so we only really did right in the centre. We didn't actually do anything beyond that. So we just wanted to do everything that's walking distance, basically, from our hotel. But well worth doing. I've got to say, that's one thing I've not done in years, and I'm so glad we did it. Particularly because of the pandemic, we've not been able to go abroad. So what we've done is that we've tried to stay in the UK, but do these sort of little trips. And this is one of the first mini trips and hotel stays we've done in probably about a year and a half.
No, we did.
Oh, Bath. No, we did Bath. Sorry. So,
Bath.
Yeah, I say year and a half. Prior to Bath was about a year and a half. So we're trying to do a few more trips. They are expensive, unfortunately, which does sort of goad a little bit, because you sort of think to yourself, well, for the same price pre-pandemic, I could have flown somewhere. But I'm trying not to think of that. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, because I feel like I understand our economy probably hasn't been at its best, or should I say, a lot of economies haven't been at their best.
I don't think it's much that. I think it's more of a case that hotels are just trying to recoup any losses. So I think,
but that's what I mean. I mean, they're trying to recoup losses and stuff like that. But also, if you think about it, even if they had put up their prices slightly, they would have recouped all of that. But they've decided to put it up to the point of more than profit as far as I'm concerned.
Well, this is the problem. Once it's gone up, it will never come back down. That's the problem. So
And
they'll
there
put
you
it
go.
right up to there, and it'll stay there, and it'll just keep going up and up and up and up and up.
Mm.
But that aside, we thought it was a great stay, well worth doing. I think we'd like to do it again quite soon, actually.
Yeah, I would. There are places for all budgets in London. Don't feel that because we stayed at the Strand Palace in a deluxe room that, oh my God, you can't afford to come to London. Yes, you can. There are places that are, there'll be hostels that are like £20 or whatever. They're not, I don't always recommend, hostels and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with them, but I'm only talking from maybe a safety aspect. That's because sometimes not the door not all the doors are closed at night or locked at night and stuff like that. So only from that sort of perspective. But there are places to stay. They've got these like little Z bed hotels, and I think they're like about £50 per night or something.
Oh yeah,
like
that's
that.
right. So they're quite petite rooms, aren't they?
Very petite rooms, literally a bed, a side table, and the shower is basically inside the room, pretty much. But if you're looking, if you're one of these people who, do you know what, I'm not going to be in the room for that long and all of that type of stuff, then come to London. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to spend that much time in your hotel room. You're going to be out and about and doing things. Do you know what I mean? We went back a couple of times, but when there was one time I wanted to just drop stuff off, I had my coat and my jumper on. I don't know what I was thinking. I was hot the whole time. And I was in my coat and a like a sort of like a jumper dress, I guess, for want of a better word. You know, those 80s jumper dresses. And I was hot. I was hot. I had to go and drop off my coat. But then the first day that we got there, it was raining a little bit, so I needed my coat. But the second day, I don't know why I brought my coat. It didn't rain, and it was so hot. I found myself very, very hot. And even today, when I went to meet Evelyn to the Shard, I found that I was sort of like walking on the long street, and I was really hot. I was very, very hot.
So talk about your Shard thing, because I've not actually caught up. What did you have to eat?
Okay, so I tell you what we had. We went for the set menu.
So this is today. So Kelly went to the Shard to eat today, and you went to
Hutong. Right. Now, we go for the set menu. So the set menu was £59 per person, not including service charge and not including your drinks. We ordered a bottle of still water, and Evelyn ordered a cocktail, which she absolutely loved. And I ordered a cocktail, but mine was a mocktail, so non-alcoholic cocktail. And Evelyn, when she goes out for a drink or when she orders a cocktail, she's always fussy. They never make it strong enough. That it's not this, it's not that, it's blah blah blah. This was the first time.
Oh really?
The first time
they made it strong enough.
We've gone to a place and Evelyn tasted that drink. She goes, "Oh my God, that's lovely." Do you know what I mean? And like Evelyn, she knows her drinks and all of that. And this was the first time she'd actually tasted a drink, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is lovely. This tastes delicious." And I was shocked. I was like, "Oh, normally you would need something or whatever." She goes, "No, when I saw this and I saw the flavors and all of that, I just knew I had to order that drink." She ordered the drink and she absolutely loved it. The food there was delicious because everything on the menu, everything on this set menu, I knew I liked. So basically, it's a set menu. You don't have to choose. They just bring everything that is on the menu. So you have these set menus, and you have to pick and choose. Oh, I want this. I want this. I want this. I want this. You don't have to do that.
Oh, Arcanaut, hello. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
How are you, by the way? Thank you for joining us. Good to see you.
I hope you're well. We're just talking about Hutong at the Shard.
Yeah.
So basically, you order the set menu, and there is one for £55 and there's one for £59. And I don't know if it changes seasonally or whatever, but this one for £59, which is the one, because I had to look at their menu. Now, yes, there's lots of things on the menu, but I liked everything that was on the set menu. You had, they do these like hors d'oeuvres, right? They were delicious. There was a spinach one, there was a pork and scallop one, and there was a mushroom one. Delicious.
even said, yeah, the Yellow Heaven cocktail was delicious.
Look at her, yeah. And so yeah, it was really delicious. And then you had the in between, which was Peking duck. And the Peking duck came beautifully. It looked like it was very thin slices of meat. It was really nice.
I cannot wait. Oh, the Shard. I'm fine, thanks. So good. Glad you're well.
Glad you're well.
We're just listening to Kelly's story. She went to the Shard today.
I went to Hutong at the Shard because there's several restaurants. One of them is Aqua Shard. The other one is Hutong, and there's another. I want to Oblix, and I think there might be another one.
You've been to all of them, haven't you?
No. I've only been to Hutong.
Oh, okay.
My aim is to go to all of them though. But yeah, so we went and they did the duck, and it was sliced very thinly, and it wasn't dry. It was succulent. It was just. And then they brought the pancakes, but the pancakes were a little bit sticky, as in they got stuck to each other. So normally if you have crispy aromatic, this was Peking duck, but if you normally have crispy aromatic duck, they also bring out pancakes, but the pancakes are normally dusted so that they don't, well, I assume it's so that they don't stick to each other, I don't know, but these weren't dusted enough for them not to stick to each other, so they were sticking to each other. But anyway, we were peeling them off, and then we were putting the the plum sauce and sometimes plum sauce, sometimes hoisin sauce. I don't know if it's the same thing or they're different things. I don't know which one this was, but you have your little cucumber and your little spring. I don't like the cucumber, so I just put the spring onions with the duck, and they were delicious. And then you had these spicy prawns with these breadcrumbs, delicious. It was like these salt and pepper breadcrumbs, very nice. And then you had tenderloin beef with that, with a little bit of peppers, which was very nice. Soft, not chewy at all, lovely. And then they had you had your rice, your fried rice, and then you had green beans. I'm not really a lover of green beans. My mum loves green beans, but obviously they put in a little veg there for you to sort of, not that it's not total protein. Yeah, so we had that, and then for the dessert it was a chocolate tart, but that chocolate tart was nice. The only thing was with that chocolate tart, it was very bubbly, so you saw a lot of the bubbles that had popped.
Okay.
And I think when you do a chocolate tart, it should be creamy and flat. So you shouldn't be able to see the bubble mark. So I don't know if they had overboiled it or whatever. Didn't taste overboiled, by the way.
Hi, Sam. You're right.
Hey, Sam. How are you?
Kelly's just went to the Hutong at the Shard today. So glad you'd be able to join it. Join us, sorry. And she's just filling us in as to what she ate.
And they had a mandarin sorbet, right?
Oh, that sounds nice.
The mandarin sorbet really tastes. It didn't taste of orange, and it didn't taste of tangerine. It tasted of mandarin.
Oh, wow.
It was delicious. It wasn't sharp. It wasn't sweet. It was a correct balance. I've got to say.
Good. I'm glad you're well.
Every time I say every time I've eaten at Hutong twice now, and it's not disappointed either time.
Sam said sounds delicious.
It really, really was. That tenderloin beef and all that. It was really nice. And I would 100% eat there again.
Well, Sam, you just missed us pig out because we just did a taste corner for Doughnuts. That's what's left of them.
Bread ahead. Oh, yeah, but that's my plate, because if you look at Mark's plate, there's nothing in it.
There's nothing left of it. So you went to Bread Ahead. Well, Kelly went to Bread Ahead just after her little meal.
No, that was before the meal. I went to Bread Ahead before.
Oh, you took them into the restaurant.
I took them into the restaurant because I thought, you know what? By the time we come out, Bread Ahead would be closed. So, but when I got to Bread Ahead, they had brownies there. They had amaretti biscuits. They had ginger cake. They had all different things. So basically, there's two parts to the counter. So you have one part on one end, and then there's a gap, and then you have another part. Now, on one part of the gap is where they were doing the pizza.
Right.
They had croissant. They had ginger cake. They had a couple of other things, but they were selling out. So whatever it was, like that. Then you get to the other side. Now, they had so many donuts, but you could see they had a chocolate velvet one. Listen, I almost lost my mind. I almost bought one of each. Right, but I thought, no.
No, I'm glad you didn't.
Look at this one. I'm glad you didn't finish the donuts.
No, that's the problem. I would eat them all. The other thing I've got to say with Bread Ahead is as well, their actual fact, I really enjoyed their pizzas. Sam says you must go next time you're in London.
Oh, yes.
Well, funny enough, we did do a collab over the weekend, didn't we?
Yes. Samuel came and met up with us, and Samuel loves food, really loves food. So we were going to all these different eateries and all these different places. I'm editing a video at the moment, and he wasn't with us on the Friday, but then we met up with him on the Saturday.
Yeah.
We ate.
Oh my God, Sam, we had so many food. So we were going, like we said earlier, we went to so many different cake shops, cookie stores, but they're really unique ones in London. So we got to sample all of those, which we will show you. Some really, really nice choux pastry shops as well. So French patisserie ones. So we will put those on the videos.
I'm going again.
Oh, it was so good. It really was good.
I don't think there is a place that we tried that I wouldn't go to again.
No, actual fact as well. So we're hoping once we upload this, we'll be able to share those with you. So when you are in London, hopefully it'll give you an idea of some places you can visit while you're here.
And we may even meet up with you and sample those places.
If that doesn't put you off.
Yeah, obviously. You don't have to meet up with us, of course. Just come to London. But yeah, we really filled up. I've got to say.
God. Yeah.
My appetite is not. There was one. We bought a cookie, and luckily Mark said no. I'll share with Kelly, right? Because and don't get me wrong, I would have loved to have brought them home. I would have liked to have got more than one and brought it home. But I was when I get to the point when I'm so full, I can't even look and I can't even think, oh yeah, do you know what? I'll take it home because I'm full, and I don't want to think about, oh, I'm going to eat that when I get in. No, I'm too full. So I'm glad that we shared the cookie, but the cookie was so nice. Even now I'm thinking about it, wishing that I'd brought some home, and I didn't.
White chocolate and miso. Now with miso, it's got quite an earthy flavour, but that works so well with the white chocolate. And the white chocolate, when you break open that cookie, it's all gooey, and that chocolate just melts as you go. Really, really delicious. It's one of the best cookies I've had in a long time. It
was too nice. It was too nice.
Now they did do, so the place is called Creme. They did do a banana and chocolate, which we didn't go for. The vegan double chocolate is absolutely fantastic. So this place is in Soho in London. They also did what was the other one they did? So they did the milk chocolate and the white chocolate and miso. But I've got to say, our favourite was the white chocolate and miso.
Yeah, the white chocolate one was absolutely delicious. It's funny because you know what I like about, because I think to myself, oh, they should do more flavours, but they've broken it down to like 4 or 5 cookies.
Yeah. And
that's what they stick to.
Yeah.
They've broken it down to 4 or 5 cookies. They know what they can go. It's the tiniest shop you've ever seen.
Oh my God, yeah. It looks like a house. It's so small.
It's so small.
But the queue is always out the door. But I noticed that though this weekend as well. Every cake shop had a queue outside the door.
Every place there was a queue. Every place we went to, there was a queue. We went to Minalima, there was a queue.
Yeah.
How many times did we go past it? There was only one time we went past Minalima, there wasn't a queue. We were able to.
Yeah, we were able to go in there. But little things like we've been calling it L&M, but I think it's called Elan.
I think it's called Elan.
The cake shop.
I heard someone pronounce it as Elan. I don't know if that's the case, or if it's L&N. But
so if you know, please correct us in the comments. But even they had a huge queue, so it's very Instagrammable. This place, so it's written EL
and the ampersand
and N. So when we got there, I think it's famous because it is Instagrammable. So all the walls are in pink tile. They do have a wall which has just got roses embedded in the wall. So
that's not that one though.
No, it's not that one. But there are several of them in London.
There's 2 really Instagrammable ones. The one that is in Soho, hasn't got the flowers on and stuff like that, but it's got like a giant pink phone and all of this stuff. The one in I don't know if do you call it Belgravia Square? Belgrave Square.
Belgravia Square.
Belgravia Square. Belgrave Square. That's the Instagram. That's one with all the flowers everywhere and all of this, and people go there. And but I don't know. See, a lot of these places that are Instagrammable, I don't know if they quite live up to the food side of things. So the restaurant is Instagrammable. Yes, you go there and you take your picture and all of this type of stuff. But is the food on point? That's the question.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can go to these uninteresting places, but the food is on point and the food is nice, and you're just thinking, I will go there again. But then you can go to all these Instagrammable places, and the food is like meh.
Yeah, this is true. So I mean, so you weren't so much of a fan of Ellen or Elan, but I quite liked it. I've got to say, I really didn't. But there's only one or two cakes that I would go for. So if you do go to Elan, whichever one it's going to be, really recommend the honey cake. Fantastic. It's about 3 big fat tiers, but it's delicious. And actually, the almond croissant was delicious. I really enjoyed that.
Do you know what it is? I haven't tried all the cakes.
Yeah, I know. I bought Kelly one. She let it go dry.
And I did eat some of it. I just didn't eat all of it. The thing is, if something is meh to me, I tend to leave. If you think of all the calories and all the fat and all the sugar and whatever in all these,
the best bits
in all these cakes that you eat or all these goodies that you eat, right? Why are you going to eat something that is meh,
just like these,
right? When you can save yourself and eat something that is delicious.
This is true,
right? So if something tastes meh, although it is a waste or whatever, it isn't really because Mark's going to eat it, but I'm not going to waste myself on eating something that is meh. It's like if you're on a diet, right? And you decide that you want to break your diet, don't break it for some,
rubbish.
I want a sweet, and so I'm going to break my diet for that. That's crazy to me. If you're going to break your diet, have something that is delicious. Do you know what I mean? You've been starving yourself or whatever for however long. Now I will get that cake. I can't eat the whole cake, but I'm going to take a good wedge of that cake. And then I'll give the rest away to the rest of the family, which is what I normally do. Whenever I bake a cake, I take a piece of that cake and then I call all my relatives. I call my uncle first because I know that guy loves cake. I call my cousin. I call my aunt. I call everybody else. And then I tell them to come pick up the cake. Come have some cake. I'll bake this, blah, blah, blah. But I know that if I'm on a diet, I'm never really on a diet anyway, but if I'm on a diet and I'm going to break that diet, break it for something good. Don't break it for something a sweet. It's just crazy to me. That's just that. If you can, don't break your diet at all, right? Because diets are for life. They're change of mind, change of mindset.
And there's us talking about cakes and cookies, but anyway. Look at that, more or less. I don't know why we keep showing these for the cake.
But you know why? Because Mark is jealous because he's finished his.
I've finished mine. I've done mine.
And he wants to show mine. And the whiff, the smell.
It's amazing. You get this really sweet smell from those donuts. I've got to say, and the glaze on it. Anyway, there you go. So I've had the equivalent of 2. So there you go. There you have it.
Yeah, you've had the equivalent of 2.
I don't know what it is though. Those donuts are fantastic. I was going to say don't get any donuts, but I'm glad you did.
Of course you're glad. Of course you're glad I did. Don't stop looking at mine. Stop looking at them.
Anyway, back onto the subject of food. Where were we?
You see, you get lost when we talk about food.
Who, Tom? You were finishing.
Yeah. But I've got to say, if you are, some of these restaurants, these high-end restaurants, they do good things.
I wish I cauldron eat it.
The good thing about some of these restaurants is these high-end price restaurants, sometimes they do these set menus, and sometimes it's worth going for the set menu. If you can't, like with me, I just think to myself, it's very rare that I've gone to a restaurant and like to a high-end restaurant and ordered something and liked everything that was brought to me or that was on the menu. But I've got to say, the set menu that Hutong are doing in the Shard, like I said, £59. It doesn't include your service charge and it doesn't include your drinks. But that food, I have to say, was very nice. It was very nice. And yes, £59 per person.
Don't worry, Sam. We knew what you meant. When I said cauldron eat it, I thought what you meant was you could eat it and then it just disappears, so it doesn't actually go into your stomach. Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Could not eat it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's a risk. So, does anybody have a food that they find impossible or really difficult to resist? Is there a food that no matter what diet you're on or you don't want to eat it, that you cannot give up or that you always go back to and cheat on if you are trying to be good?
Chocolate.
Yours is chocolate. I don't know what mine is. I would probably say mine would be more savoury things, but mine would be cheese. I just eat a lot of cheese. I think that's the one thing I would struggle to give up on. If it was sweet though, it would probably be cakes.
Because every 5 minutes I hear, I really want something sweet. So I don't know what you're talking about savoury.
Cakes. I would say a cake. A cake for me. And I've got, if there's one particular cake, I've got a portion for.
Milfoy?
Yeah, probably milfoy. Oh, Sam's is crisps.
I love crisps. I really do.
Oh, that's interesting. So you've got a real nibble thing for crisps. It's difficult. I know what you're saying though as well, because the trouble is with crisps, a bag for me, a small bag is not enough. If I have a big bag, I will end up eating half or 3/4 of that.
I don't know what he's talking about, because whenever I open a bag, he's eating mine.
Yeah, I do, but I would never, like I said, with it, if it's a big bag, I will eat massive amounts.
Yeah,
of
he
bag.
will, because like when I open a bag of crisps, right, I'll take one at a time. Right, that's how I am. Whenever I have something, whenever I eat something or whatever, I take one at a time. I'm a very, very slow eater. I'm never one of these, shovel. Not Mark.
No, my hands are built for shoveling. Look how big they are.
Yeah,
Go in and
and he
grab.
goes, what the whole thing? I don't know if there was a competition between him and his brother when he was growing up. One had to get food before the other one, because otherwise the food would be gone. I don't know what was going on in that household. But every time I open a packet of crisps, oh, can I have some?
Yeah, you see, Sam said I'm the same as Mark. This is it. It's that thing. I mean, do you know what my big problem is? I don't know if anybody else is the same. I'm not a conscious eater,
No.
So I could be sitting there just going, "Oh, it's gone. I've eaten a lot." So, like I said, you're just constantly going. So, and I get distracted. So that's why I try not to have food around me when I'm working.
Yeah.
Because I will just snap while I'm working.
Yeah. If you were in here, because like we've got food all over the place, stuff that your brother has sent, stuff, because I'm very specific, so I have to be in the mood to eat and normally I can be quite specific. Mark's not as specific as me. He's like, I just want something sweet, so it could be anything, but I need something that will satisfy whatever it is. So if I'm thinking I want a chocolate and you're going to give me a Kit Kat, that for me is not going to really, because when I'm thinking of chocolate, it's not Kit Kat that I'm thinking of. It'd be something that is more chocolate rather than whatever is inside the chocolate. So, or if I fancy crisps, it will normally be cheese and onion crisps. So I'll always fancy a Walker's or something like that.
Cheese and onion.
Yeah, I really do love cheese and onion crisps. So it would have to be something along those lines. And sometimes though, I do try to replace. So sometimes I do sort of think to myself, oh, do you know what? Let me have. I'm not going to eat chocolate. I'll have something else, something more healthier. Let's say cherries or something like that. But that craving for that chocolate will normally, for someone, a craving will last maybe an hour, maybe two, and they'll forget about it. Mine will last for days.
Oh,
it
really?
will last
You
for
do that
days. It will not go away until I've had it. And so that's why I find it very difficult to give something up or to go without something, because it's not like it will be a constant. It's a constant on my mind until I've had it. So it will come back to me, and then it will come back to me, and then and I will try. Don't get me wrong. Like, say if I fancy, I don't know, a bar of chocolate. So let's say a Creations bar, right? Because I do like the Dairy Milk Creations bar. So say that I fancy that, and there's none in the house. I will try. I could eat any other chocolate, or I could eat a bag of crisps, or I could just say, oh, do you know what? I'm not going to have a chocolate anyway. I'm just going to have some fruit or whatever. The craving will not go. The fact that the creations will not go, it will last for days.
Oh, really? You crave it that much?
Absolutely days, yeah. So if it's there, I know I can have 1 or 2 cubes, and that's it. I don't. Mark will tell you, I will never eat a whole bar of chocolate. I will wrap it up. I will have it in a wrapper, and I'll put it there. Mark will eat a whole bar of chocolate, yes. But me, I like to eat a little bit of something, and then I'll put it away. I don't have to eat it all in one sitting. I'm not one of those. I'm not one of these people. I used to be, in the sense that if it was munchies or something like that, then I'll eat it all. But even now, munchies, I don't have to eat the whole thing. And I've never really been one of these people to eat the whole thing in one sitting. I would have to really, it would have to be something superb. That's why I never give anything 10 out of 10. Because unless there's something in that, and I think, well, do you know what? I'm going to finish that. I don't care if I'm full.
Kelly's hard to please. Yes, it won't get 10 out of 10.
I don't care. It's very, very difficult for me to give something, because there isn't anything that I think, do you know what? I'm going to finish that. I'm going to finish that now. I'm going to finish it before Mark takes it or whatever. There's
good luck with that.
Yeah, there's nothing that I've had. I think, do you know what? I need to eat the whole thing. When I was younger, there would be things that I wish I had a bigger appetite to feel. Like sometimes when my granddad would make me, he'd make me something simple, like chop and chips, or chips and chops. And but he'd make me so many fries. But when my granddad used to make fries, you know,
they're really good.
You won't get better fries than my granddad's fries.
Wow.
You won't get better fries than my granddad's fries.
Even better than chip shop chips?
It's better. You will never get fries like my granddad used to make fries.
Never, ever, I've got to say, I've never had home chips that are as good as chip shop chips.
Oh, so I don't
know how he did it, but
when my granddad used to love to cook.
Right.
So his samosas are the best samosas I've ever tasted. The only one that comes to a close second is my aunt.
Yeah.
So when she makes, but when my granddad, and he used to put potatoes and peas and mince it. Oh, it was so good. And when he did gâteau braise as well, and it was very good. So things that my granddad used to cook. I was never one to eat a lot of Mauritian food anyway. So I was never one to eat biryani or, you know, mille frire. I don't mind mille frire. It's okay. I quite like it. I like it when my mum used to do it, except when she used to put the Chinese sausages in there, because I didn't like those sausages. But other than that, or when she did mille frire and things like that, it was okay. But yeah, I've never. So when my granddad used to cook and used to go, I used to sit there for ages trying to finish this dinner. And I would always say to him, "Oh, Granddad, can you not make me as many chips as that?" But he would really put like loads of chips on my plate, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, Granddad,
save them for later."
No, because I would be going to work.
Oh, I see.
So basically, I used to work in a hotel, and sometimes I would work 6:30 to 2:30 or 2:30 to 10:30. So sometimes he would make me, like, say, lunch at 12 or whatever. But I would have to leave the house at, let's say, 1 or 1:30 at the latest, because I'd have to be at work for 2:30. And I would have to try and finish this massive meal that my granddad
I couldn't do that. I couldn't have a massive meal and then go to work. When we do lunches at work, I really struggle in the afternoon if it's a big lunch.
Yeah, but now you're talking when, you know, you're in your 20s.
Oh, yeah, true. That's true.
When you're in your 20s, you can eat. I mean, you were eating loaf of bread and a whole chicken.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that at lunchtime.
When did you eat? Oh, after work then?
Yeah, that would be like on the weekend or something. Oh. Yeah, I was going to say I wouldn't be able to do that at lunchtime and then go to work afterwards. No, I'd be so full. I'd be sitting at my desk doing this. I can't. I don't know if anybody, you guys do the same thing as well. But if I'm at work, go into the office, I cannot have a massive meal at lunchtime because I will struggle for the afternoon.
I can't. If I was going to work, I couldn't eat bread at lunchtime.
Oh no, I can do sandwiches, but I'd only have 1 or 2. I wouldn't have.
No, if I ever did bread, I would be so, because I have a feeling that my body, bread is not good for my body. Bread, milk, and sugar. They're the 3 things that I should cut out. Bread, milk, and sugar.
Sugar especially.
Sugar especially, because I am a sugar addict. I'm really addicted to sugar. But yeah, it would be, although not as much as I used to be, because I used to be really like everything. But anyway, yeah, it would be bread, milk, and sugar. if I eat bread or sugar, right, in the afternoon, oh, at work, I would find it really difficult because it would be, you know, I would have to get up and go and do things. And my job was pretty much a sit down job. So I couldn't always get up and go and do things as much as I would want to because I'd be sitting there doing whatever it is that I had to be doing. So I find that I can't eat those sorts of things at lunchtime. Now it's fine because if I fall asleep on the sofa, that's fine. Um, but yeah, bread, sugar, and
It's a difficult one as well because sugar. I always forget how highly addictive sugar is.
yeah.
And I've introduced a lot more sugar back into my diet, which I
Oh.
shouldn't do, but I have done recently. Something I need to cut down on as well.
Well, you need to thank your brother for that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and also as well, us doing these as well. But it's for science.
It's for the greater good.
Exactly. So you guys don't have to have them. So we try them.
We try them on your behalf.
Yeah, that's our excuse anyway to do those. But I've got to say they were delicious. Those bread ahead ones as well. So we did start a debate on this actually. The best donuts. We've done bread ahead. We've had a look at Crosstown, and we've had a look at Donut Time as well. Now, what was the one that Samuel was saying that you order online, which we haven't tried yet?
Oh, Planet Donut.
Yeah, Planet Donut was another one. We've done Krispy Kremes, but we haven't done Planet Donut.
There's also one that keeps popping up on my feed, which is Donut Whisperer.
Oh, okay.
Donut Whisperer are meant to be quite, I don't know, quite good, or I don't know, not tried them. They've got an eggnog one. They've got mulled fruits one.
Do you know, when we were actually in London, I did pop into Donut Time with Samuel, and I was going to get the pumpkin spice one, and I didn't, and I do regret not doing it because they've stopped doing it now till next year. This time, well, not this time next year, until next September. So, and then they're bringing in their Christmas ones for Crosstown. So they're always doing seasonal ones. I'm waiting for Donut Time to bring in their seasonal ones, which they will be doing quite quickly. And I am surprised Bread Ahead didn't have any Christmas ones, or did they?
They might have, but they might have been sold out.
Oh, true. That's true. So we will be coming up to the Christmas variety very, very soon. Starbucks, as you can see, for my little mug, I've got the candy cane type Christmas thing. So they've started already with theirs. We have tried on our lives some of their Christmas cakes already. But there weren't many left actually when we did the order. So we do want to try the shortbread. Well, I want to try the shortbread, which is the one with the jam.
With the jam.
Two bits like Neapolitan.
I had that. Not last year, the year before. Yeah, I've tried
I haven't, so I'd like to try it.
Ooh.
So I would like to do that. But we did try the cranberry one. Also, I love Christmas themed things. Do you know what? There's something about it. It's really nice. I do like pumpkin spice, which is obviously the winter one. So I've got it in a drink. I got it from Nespresso. I've got
every single live.
The pumpkin pie spice ones. I've got pumpkin spice flavored coffee. But you're right. I do like the Christmas themed ones. They have just brought out the Christmas coffee Nespresso. They've got gingerbread and a few other new flavors. So I do want to try those. But I do like Christmas coffee. And yes, Sam, I do love Christmas themed ones as well.
Yeah, I do.
We do like the Christmas cakes. They do. And there seems to be a bigger range. Because autumn really is just a pumpkin spice, but they do a lot bigger range for Christmas.
You know, a few years ago, McDonald's, you know, they do their apple pie. Sometimes they would do a fruit pie, and at Christmas time, they would do a mince and custard pie, and it was so good. It was so good. It's very rare that I go to McDonald's these days. The last time I went to McDonald's, I think it was with my nieces. And me and my mum, we took them to McDonald's, but I think that's probably the last time that I went there. I might have ordered online maybe once, but I probably have McDonald's maybe 3 times in a year. Maybe it's not very often I have it.
I've not had McDonald's for about 2-3 years.
Yeah, you don't tend to.
You
don't tend to have it. I can't remember the last time I had it at Christmas. So I would like to know if they were going to do a fruit pie. Don't get me wrong, I love their apple pie, and I like to have it with caramel ice cream. So ice cream with caramel drizzle. It's just delicious. It's just the best.
So Sam, are you into mince pies and Christmas pudding and things like that? Neha, how are you?
Hey Neha.
Good to see you. We were just talking about, we've just done our little donut review from Bread Ahead.
Stop lifting up my plate.
I know, I'm just showing.
You're just showing because you want some.
No, I've that's it for me now. They're yours. I've done my thing. That's it.
This is for what you call it tonight.
Oh yes, for Bake Off,
Yeah,
which is in 20 minutes or 19 minutes. So we will be wrapping up in a bit.
In a bit, yeah.
Just to get ready for that as well. Yeah. But yeah, if there's I'm not sure if everybody's into Christmas fare. I'm not a big fan of mince pies and Christmas pudding.
I love the mince pies.
But Kelly loves mince pie. Funny enough, I went to Fortnum and Mason and got you some petit four, which are the tiny ones.
And I like the tiny ones. I wish they were crumble top. If they were crumble top, they'd be the best thing ever. But I do like, because I'm not one. I don't want to have like. I know mince pies aren't very big anyway. But I just like to have maybe one or two, and the petit fours just suit me better. But I've got some crumble top in the fridge. I love crumble top mince pies.
So Sam said, no, I don't really like all the pies and Christmas puddings, but except from that, I love Christmas stuff. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not a big fan of Christmas fare. I don't like the puddings or the pies. But I do like other things. So I love marzipan, and marzipan always Kelly hates it, but I love marzipan. Always reminds me of Christmas. And I do really enjoy, I don't know, it's panettone, which is the Italian. I
don't mind panettone.
Oh, that's so much. That's the best Christmas cake.
I don't like Christmas pudding. I do like mince pie. I don't like there was something else I was going to say that I don't like. Don't like fruit cake. I don't like any type of fruit.
So Nahar said she doesn't like turkey. Said it's too chewy.
Yeah, it's dry. I don't like to. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you're not cooking it right," and all of this stuff. I've been to many places, and the turkey ain't right.
Now I am vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for 20 years, but I do remember that turkey is the most boring, bland meat. It doesn't taste that much.
No,
and it's quite dry.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not one for turkey, but I understand the tradition of it, and I do understand that some people like it, but I'm not one of those people that likes turkey. I like every other meat but turkey. So I do like pork. We have pork. Normally, what we have pork, lamb, and beef. Sometimes chicken, but again, I'm not really one for chicken unless it's something like, I don't know, breaded chicken or KFC or something. I'm not really one for. I like chicken when you mix it with something. So if there's chicken, I like to mix it with bacon, mayo, sweet corn, and a bit of chili, and have that in a roll, and a lovely crusty roll.
Now,
beautiful.
If you saw our live from last week, you will know that we did order the Starbucks range of sandwiches and paninis for Christmas. Now, I had the vegetarian one, which is it was a cheese toasty. It had cranberries on it and blue cheese. But with this cheese toasty, it had cheese in the middle and cheese on the top. You had the panini with turkey.
Turkey, stuffing, bacon. I don't know if it had some type of cheese in there. It was really, really good. The only thing that I can fault it on, and this is if I was being picky, is it should have been off focaccia bread.
Yeah,
not panini.
But mine was delicious. I've got to say, I've never had cranberries on a cheese toasty. I would definitely do it again. Really, really good.
I feel like with my panini, it was slightly dry. But yeah, it was delicious. Thoroughly and highly recommend the one in the panini. If Starbucks are listening, I would change it to focaccia. There is another one that they do, another sandwich that they do, which I do want to try, but it didn't have stuffing, whereas the panini one that I ordered had stuffing in it. So I really wanted to try that.
Paul in the house, I didn't join last week, like, because I had so much homework to do. I'm sorry to hear that, but at least you're getting it done.
And like I always say, homework comes first.
Yeah, I was going to say, but I'm so glad you joined us today. We really did. We are glad as well.
Yeah.
We won't be doing, so guys, just to let you know, we will not be doing a live this Friday.
We may. We'll have to see.
Well, let's just say no, but we might do one. The reason being, we are on Friday, so we won't be able to do a live. However, we will resume definitely the following Tuesday.
Yeah. Just so many things are coming up on different days. Like today, I was out. Last week, we were doing something. We may be able to do a Friday. I'm not going to say yes or no. Mark just said, let's say no.
We said this last Friday we couldn't do it.
Yeah,
so
no, that Friday we couldn't do it, but it could be possible that we could do it this Friday.
we will see.
We will see.
We will see. If we do, it'll be a surprise. You'll just see it go. You'll get the little notification bell saying that we're live for those of you that are subscribed. So we will let you know. But we will leave it there. We were very close to Bake Off, so we were going to end the live. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
As always, we love your company, love chatting to you, and I hope you enjoyed us talking about and sampling, for those of you who got to see it, our food. So that's it from us. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Like I said, as always, please take care. Look after yourselves. COVID is still about, as we know, so please be very careful. As always. Oh, Nahar said, Mark and Kelly, my video had 1,300 views.
Wow. Is that the one that I haven't seen? Have you put one up recently?
It's now shot up to 2.4.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you've retracted the message. Okay.
Oh,
we'll leave
okay.
it at that.
All right.
We'll have a little look at that, but well done if that's the case. We will leave it there. Lovely to see you. Congratulations. And we will hopefully see you very soon. If not Friday, we will see you Tuesday. As always, you're never too old to have fun. Take care, look after yourselves, and we will see you in the next live. Bye for now. Have a great weekend.
Bye for now. Have a great weekend.